Welcome back to this F1 Racing Career Mode. We're back in Canada as we're just a little teaser for what's to come in qualifying. If you didn't see last episode in Imola, we finally got some points, some good points. Very, very close with Charles Leclerc. It's going to be the top right of your screen if you want to go watch it with the car on the top right. But a lot of admin in the intro, so I do apologise. I'm going to put a timestamp on screen right now when the action happens because it is long. We've got a big gap from Imola to Canada. So yeah, timestamp will be on screen when the action and the racing should start. A lot of personnel very close to phase 2, same with engineering. And same with corporate, to be fair, we're very, very close with all of them. As I said last video, we're doing the same thing with engineering. We're just getting them development slots done so we can push the car when it comes to actually doing regulation changes. Lewis Hamilton did win last video, and I'm hoping we get a new winner again this video, because there's been new winners every single race that we've had so far, which is always nice to see. And we do need to change parts, so I'm going to change majority of the stuff that has much more parts to it, just because 10 races this season, and obviously engine wear is going to be higher because there's a short amount of races, but we've got time to expand a little bit. But yeah, doing aerodynamic research more, because the next couple of races are going to be more aerodynamics, less of the power, but of course we're going to still be doing them upgrades when necessary. And we've just had an upgrade done ready for Canada, and we're just getting the right stuff for it. As one of the aerodynamics, the beam wing has failed, but I'm pretty sure one of them is, both of them failed. Damn, that is a big amount of money to respend, and it's a lot of time cost because you don't want to be backing up with these things. Let's put another cable assembly on the thing. I don't think I even put it on the development, which I was really annoyed about myself on that. So we redeveloped one of the cables, which will be ready for Canada as we get a corporate secondary sponsor. That's an increase of income that the secondary sponsor does. I'm doing them for next season when we have a bit more hefty price for the drivers. All right on the cost cap, as we have another training point to do. And due to the development fails, I was like, you know what? And sometimes they get delayed because if we crash, they get delayed. You know, I'm going to get myself some more points for it. We have loads of time and we can do it. As you can see, a chassis breakthrough and development breakthrough. Them are slots on the car that we could do, and we get phase 2 on engineering. So that's a very good win-win. As especially this save, I've definitely learned a lot from my first save, and I'm now learning and doing it a little bit more top team level. As doing the secondary sponsor again, corporate side, if anything has money on it, I'm doing that. Personal, I'm trying to get that driver stuff. We did have a meeting with Yuki Tsunoda, but he hasn't been performing very well, so I stopped the talks. Ollie Behrman has performed very well. He's got a very good qualifying under his belt, and sometimes he has good race pace. So yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a meeting with him, and I'm still thinking who to go with for the secondary, but I also am waiting for the drivers to approach us, because you normally have an average of 2 drivers that approach you each season. So I want to keep performing so we can get some teams approach us and we can see what happens. Of course, Hajar has been performing quite well. I think his rating is so low. It's just annoying. But then beam wings are done. Sounds from off Star Wars, the beam wing. But we got the real round covers. They're going to be done for Austria, which will be nice to have on the car. And just looking at some of the upgrades, we've still got a couple of days away. Personnel Linciennes is done. That gets us to phase 2 on personnel. Phase 2 central right here, as we got literally one more person to unlock on corporate, which won't come in time for Canada as it is race weekend, as you can see on the left hand side. But if you stuck with me for all this admin, thank you very much. But of course, if you have skipped this moment in time, let's go on to the action. We're driving as O'Sullivan. In today's video, I do need to drive a bit more of Taylor Barnard just to get the rating up, but I'm doing it fair. But first lap of qualifying, hopefully we don't get impeded like we did with Max Verstappen last week. Well, last video in Imola. Lewis Hamilton sets 11.5. Very slow out of turn number 2. That can definitely get improved on our second flying lap. Same with that entrance speed. That could be a little bit early on the brake so you can get a better exit speed on that. Very good left to right hand, and we got the first DRS zone of the lap, and a bit squirmish out of there. Much things to improve on. I did a couple practice laps as I haven't raced in Canada for ages. It seems like a bit of a clog on the wall of champions, but that can be improved on our second lap. As you can see, we're like half a tenth up, and we ain't even putting ERS on the car, and we've got loads of it left. We've got 1.4 minute, 1 minute and 40 seconds left of qualifying. As you can see, 1/10 up, better exit speed. Go down to second gear, brake, power not so much, we don't slide. So a little bit coming out of turn 2, but 3/10 up, a lot better on our second run. And we get that brake late, but still quite early, and we get a better exit speed, and we're half a second nearly up. Very early braking, but because we got that bigger exit speed, we go up massively. And I'm using ERS a lot more now because we had such a big tank left, so to speak. So I didn't use it on the straight. I'm using it now on this straight, and I'm going to use it all the way on the back as well. But a lot of people to set qualifying laps, including the main man that we stopped talking to, and for some reason he's done a mega qualifying. He's P9. Normally he's like down in the bottom 10. I don't understand it. I think it's just like driver annoyance, so to speak, but we do lose a lot of time out of the Wall of Champions. But it's still going to put us on provisional pole position, 11.2 nearly, let's say. But wow. But I saw Nico Hulkenberg up there, and I was like, you know what? I think it's just a track. Tsunoda gets into P5, and this is when I realised I had done the impossible with this car. I've just put it on pole for the first time with LF Racing's career. So I did a little celebration, did a little bit of a spin. I'm not going to do that every single time I get pole, but first time for everything. So, you know, I was like, I'm going to celebrate because I could. So we went on pole, just Max Verstappen slotted at the time. I was extremely close. So was Lewis Hamilton. And we've got an 11-time world champion between the two behind us as we start on the grid. Of course, this is 2025 year, so technically Max Verstappen hasn't got any fifth title yet, so he could get it. Lando Norris could get it. To be fair, it is mega close in the standings, so anybody could take it. But let's go to the grid.
We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to the variant of this track back in 1978, and it was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. If you want flat-out racing, you've come to the right place this weekend, as it's full throttle for 59% of this 2.7-mile circuit, peaking at around 210 miles per hour going into the final chicane. But that speed requires discipline, and there are more than a few close walls here just waiting to punish drivers with a heavy right foot. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Zach O'Sullivan lines up on pole position. And Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Yuki Tsunoda, and Hülkenberg, Russell, Gasly, Norris, and Oscar Piastri, Behrman, Stroll, Liam Lawson, and Fernando Alonso, Barnard, Sainz, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Franco Colapinto, Ocon, Albon, Antonelli, and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. Here we go then, the formation lap is underway and the track temperature looks warm. That may or may not play into some of the team's hands in today's race.
As you can see, we are on the hard compound tyres. Not a lot of them on the mediums, but you can see we're doing that one-stop medium to hard to medium. I was tempted for the two-stop, but I was like, it's Canada. There's not a lot of red flags or safety cars, and it's not forecast to rain. So I was like, you know what? We'll do the one-stop, but we're going to start tyre saving off the get-go. But as the grid approaches their grid spot for the last car on the grid, we're going to go to 5 red lights. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in Montreal. And it's lights out and away we go. You can see there Max Verstappen got a lot better launch than myself. So it's going to be side by side going into turn number 2. We have the inside line, so we get the advantage. Lewis Hamilton looked like he wanted for a move on Max Verstappen straight away. Max Verstappen sliding out of turn number 2, and we maintain our lead in the opening meters of the Grand Prix. And this is Barnard's start. Barnard at a brilliant start from the cars behind him, and there's a lot of cars going side by side, so that unfortunately couldn't make much of a move. But he is battling Fernando Alonso. I don't think Fernando Alonso is going to let him by, but I might be wrong. He brakes a lot later, Barnard, and Barnard gets the move on Fernando Alonso. And he's going to chase down Liam Lawson. As you can see, just joining on where we left off. Just easing it through. It's a scary sight when you're on pole and you haven't got the quickest car, when you've got Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton behind you. Not using loads of ERS, because we want to make sure we save when we have to start battling with these guys, because Red Bull, Ferrari are extremely quick this season, as you can tell. 1 second between the top 5, and it's all Red Bull and Ferrari. Very deep in the hairpin, we will get a very good extra speed because Max Verstappen tried to go for a move, and Lewis Hamilton is going to pick that up, and the side by side. That is a scary sight. I was actually I wasn't scared. I was like flipping heck. Into the World of Champions, and I think Lewis Hamilton is going to be our main rival for this race. But you join me on lap number 3, a little bit of a cinematic. Lewis Hamilton looking for a move, we cut across, not allowing that to happen, and not too bad so far. We're just maintaining the lead, we're tyre saving in a strategic way. I have been learning how to tyre save due to my league racing that I do, and to be fair, just making the track as big as possible. And making sure I've got a lot of room for the track that isn't there. My apologies, as Lewis Hamilton unfortunately takes the lead, but we're not going to allow him to do that. We go down the inside and we take the lead back. You end up in that. We're leading every lap so far of this Grand Prix, and because of that move and because of my bowl down the inside, Max Verstappen is back on his tail, and we nearly chopped out of DRS there for a second, but Max has now officially on Lewis, so Lewis is going to look for a move into the World of Champions. Charles Leclerc is looking for a move on Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen has to yield to Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc looking extremely quick. If Charles wins this race, it'd be a different winner that we've had, and we have 4 different winners so far this season. and Lewis Hamilton is extremely close. I was thinking of letting him by when we get the DRS, because we are boxing extremely shortly time and I can just keep in his DRS. But he didn't want to go for a move there. Annoyance that the AI isn't aggressive. After this race, I did increase my AI to the highest of master, and it's going to be contact. And we're out. We're out. Oh, that is so annoying. As we look up from the helicopter view, just side by side, and I think I turned into Lewis. Got a bit too aggressive, as we can see on the off-board. Just, yeah, it looks like we turned into him, but car going crazy. If we look at Lewis's point of view, to be fair, Lewis's AI is absolutely crazy. He sticks with us, goes on the right hand side. We go to cover him off, and we cover him off way too much. And yeah, we turned into him. But it's Charles Leclerc.
What a victory! He wins!
What a great way to turn the situation around. And you know what they say, it's not about how you fall off the horse, it's about how you get back on it. And today, they've done a great job of turning the page and rectifying their wrongs.
From lights out to the checkered flag, this is what they're racing for. It's points and a trip to the podium. And who gets to take the top step of the podium? Yes, it is I, Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc becomes our fourth different winner this season in 4 races. He comes from 4th to 1st. Very good job from Oscar Piastri. Same with Esteban Ocon, Albon and Alonso. Lewis, for some reason, down in P9, didn't have a good time there. As unfortunately, the annoyance I had when I saw Barnard in P20, and it's not his fault either, because it isn't. It is literally the game saying because he's low rated, he's going down towards the bottom, which is annoying. I hated it when I saw it. I was just like, this can't be, because it's the same with Franco as well. But it is what it is. It is what it is, and it can't be helped. It can't be helped. It's gonna happen, and it will happen. But yeah, it's not a bad thing. We've got Austria next week, and next video, which I'm excited for. But as I say, Bible verse at every single end of the video. Psalms 12:6, the word of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in the furnace of earth, purified 7 times. I hope you guys enjoyed. Unfortunately, not the best video, but I'll catch you guys in Austria for an even better one. Catch you guys. God bless and peace.